Well, the Giants are on a bye week this week, but it also allows us to welcome in one of my good friends and punter from the New York Giants, Steve Weatherford. Great to have you in studio,
Steve
man.
Overmyer, my pleasure. Good to be here. It's been a long time coming. I've been trying to get on here with you, but you're busy. I'm busy. I'm glad we can make it happen.
I had to get the Terre Haute connection on here, man.
I love it.
Well, listen, here it is, bye week. Did this bye week come at the right time here for the Giants? A good chance to just kind of clear your heads?
It's always a good time for a bye week, and I think for us, it's positioned well. Obviously we would have liked to get that win down in Dallas heading into the bye. It helps everybody enjoy it more, but also, more importantly, divisionally, we needed that win. You've got the Eagles, you've got the Dallas. They're red hot right now, and they're actually, if you look at it, they're overachieving from what they had to go through, sure, in the off season, losing guys in free agent and, losing Sean Lee to injury. So they're definitely playing really, really good football right now, and for us, it's making it very difficult because there's a lot of football that's ahead of us right now. But at the same time, when you win those divisional games, Steve, as you know, they're almost worth 1.5 when you look at the grand scheme of things, because you're handing a divisional opponent a loss, but you're getting a win as well.
And you look at it. Usually, if you're 3-4, 4-3, somewhere around there at this point of the season, you're in the hunt.
5-2 sounds a lot better to me.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Though. Well, actually, that's a good question here. Where do you think that this team should be right now? I mean, is this record...
obviously, you're always shooting for 7-0.
Right.
And, historically, starting the season under Tom Coughlin, the years that I've been here, we always start really well, with the exception of last year. But it's frustrating, because every season's going to bring its unique set of adversities, whether it's injuries, whether it's, poor offensively, poor defensively, or poor special teams. And for us, I think we've really only played one game this season where we were firing on all cylinders,
right,
offensively, defensively, and special teams. And that obviously was the Thursday night game against the Washington Redskins. But, we know what we need to do to execute our game plan in that fashion. We've got great coaches. We've got the personnel in the locker room. We've got synergy. We've got great leaders. We just need to be able to put that complete game together. And we've only been able to achieve that once this year. But at the same time, when you have defensive struggles or offensive struggles or special team struggles, there's always going to need to be a facet of the game that really makes up for it.
But at least you've achieved that mountaintop. At least you know what it's like to get there. At least you know how to get to that point.
We've got to find that consistency.
Okay,
we've got to be able to bring it every week. And for us, I don't think there's any other coaching staff out there that's better than what we have. And we obviously have one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
And for us, the pieces of the puzzle are there. We just need to be able to put that puzzle together every week.
And I know you only look one game ahead. All right, you're never looking at a couple of weeks ahead, but I'm going to go ahead and do that for you. The Colts, Seattle, Niners, and Dallas. Is this stretch really a make-or-break stretch for the season for you guys?
Every game at this point is make or break. Being at 3-4, and even if we were 7-0 right now, Steve, it's about playing your best football when you need to play it and playing it at the right time. And for us right now, we can't afford to go 2-4 over the next 4-game stretch. And it's going to be difficult because, if you look at the schedule, everybody's going to pick us as the underdog. And, I think that's the way Eli Manning and Coach Tom Coughlin prefer it. We like to play that card, but at the same time, there's going to have to be, some players that are going to have to step up and make special plays at special times. And I think with the addition of Odell Beckham, the dynamic play in which he gives you, obviously, offensively being able to stretch the field and having Victor Cruz come underneath, well, that's another problem. We're not going to have Victor Cruz, but we're going to have some guys step up. Larry Donnell is a guy that's really emerging as a premier tight end, but just like anybody else, we need him to play his best football every single week, and that's the same for everybody else on our team. When you hit adversity and guys are hurt or guys are nicked up, you're going to have other guys, maybe the bottom half of the depth chart.
Everybody fights through that.
Everybody's going to have to do their part, and, Coach Coughlin has a saying, DYJ, do your job. And I think if everybody collectively and individually does their job, we don't have to play above, our potential. I think if every guy in our locker room does their job, you're going to see us come out and play like we were able to play in that Thursday night game against the Washington Redskins.
Steve, you don't look like a typical punter. Typical punter is usually more my size. You have become like a physical specimen. You're going to be in Muscle and Fitness magazine this week. We've seen you.
I'm excited about that one. Okay, that's like the holy grail of fitness magazines.
Really, where did this transformation happen for you?
For me, it was at a young age. I was always, athletic, but I was always very small. As a freshman in high school, I was 5'4". I was 108 pounds, very undersized, loved sports, but I knew that the only way that I would be able to compete at an elite level and make a varsity team would to be able to, totally become obsessed with it.
It started early for you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We actually have some pictures of you from
I can't wait to see this.
We have this. Look at the arms on Steve Weatherford.
I've always had good arms.
Look at those guns at that age. You were obviously kind of slight.
Look at those legs right there, though, Steve.
But now, we know that you're the guy that's in Muscle and Fitness magazine. I'm just looking at the arms of the kid.
My wife loves that photo.
Yeah, everybody does. Even your little girl loves looking at that. But really, you're one of the most philanthropically inclined athletes that I know. The Wellington Merrill Award from the Giants this year. Why was it so important for you to be able to give back like you're doing as the wellness ambassador for the Boys and Girls Club?
I've got 3 or 4 charities that I'm heavily involved in. Second Chance Toys, as we're seeing right now, is a chance for us to take old, lightly used toys, refurbish them, clean them up, give them to kids that are underprivileged, that don't have the opportunity to have toys like that. It doesn't matter that they don't come out of a package. It's a chance for them to have something they wouldn't have before. And then, one of my most heartfelt and important philanthropic efforts for me is fitness and nutrition and teaching kids, what it takes to be happier, healthier, and more successful. And when I say successful, I'm not talking about dollars and cents. I'm talking about the most important thing, an investment that you can make in life is within yourself and your health. Because, listen, you can always go out and buy a new car or buy a new watch, but you can't buy health. And I'm teaching these kids, what it takes to be happy, to be healthy through, fitness, through nutrition, because that's going to help those kids avoid problems of obesity and high blood pressure, diabetes, and for me, that's my passion, because that's the only reason I ever made it to the NFL, and that's one of the reasons I'm so motivated philanthropically, is because I never thought I'd make it in the NFL. I never thought I'd play college sports, and so for me to be 9 years into an NFL career, a Super Bowl champion, I'm trying to use that platform as much as I can during the years that I'm playing to be able to inspire, motivate, and educate kids on, what it takes for them to be their best.
And doing a great job at it.
I love it.
I'm
enjoying it.
You have an answer for every question. So I'm going to try to throw
well, you're talking about things that I love, so this is easy.
I'm going to try to throw some questions at you, and we'll see if you have the right answer here. All right. Whose house would you rather trick or treat at? Coach Coughlin's or Eli's?
Coach Coughlin, believe it or not, has such a soft spot for families and kids. Definitely Coach Coughlin.
You wouldn't get the little Snickers. You'd get the full candy bar. He wouldn't skimp
and give you candy corn, man. He's going to have Baby Ruths and Snickers.
You have the full thing here. All right.
You don't want to come to my house because you'll get apples and bananas.
Oh, you will definitely get TP in front of your house there. Is the Giants' nickname offensive to tall people?
I don't think so at all. And I think, being a Giant really represents more than just size. I think it represents community. It represents so many more things than the stature of somebody. I love it when people say, man, you have a giant heart. To me, that's the greatest compliment that you could give me. Not only does it represent the New York Giants, but it also represents my willingness to serve others.
You do have an answer for everything. Who's the better dancer, Victor Cruz or Odell Beckham Jr.?
Victor's touchdown
At least we understand what his dance is.
Amazing.
I don't know what Odell's
Odell
doing.
Beckham, man, he's from Baton Rouge. I'm hoping to see him in the end zone a lot more this season because he does have some great moves.
Finally, we're both from Indiana, Terre Haute.
Absolutely.
Spent plenty of time in that town. So, best entertainment in Terre Haute: the kids' fishing rodeo or the buffalo chip throwing contest?
Oh man, there's so many fun things to do in Terre Haute.
Yeah.
And most of them other people would just laugh at. But for me and you, I'm definitely going to have to go with A.
Going picking up walnuts.
The fishing. Who doesn't like the
Someday
fish?
You'll be in the Terre Haute Walk of Fame. Steve Weatherford, York Giants punter. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you for having me.